this is where I normally start my day, out here in the vineyard, meeting with our growers and trying to time the best time to harvest the fruit. This here is one of our Catarato vineyards. In addition to Catarato, the native varietals that we harvest at Montalto, Gricanico, Grillo, Insolia, and the native red varietal Nero d'Avola. We also harvest Chardonnay, Viognier, Sauvignon Blanc, Syrah, Merlot, and Cabernet Sauvignon. As well as the Montalto estate vineyards, we also source fruit from a variety of select growers throughout Sicily. Typically, Sicily is a hot climate. For this reason, we need to source fruit from elevation, typically 350, 400 metres above sea level, to try and retain some of the freshness in the fruit. In particular, varietals like Sauvignon Blanc and Viognier, we're sourcing from 500, 550 metres elevation to try and retain as much freshness as possible. The majority of the fruit that we take here at Montalto is hand harvested, and that ensures that the fruit arrives here in optimum condition to start the vinification. The one potential downside of hand harvested fruit is that it arrives here at the winery at elevated temperatures, 25, 28 degrees. For this reason, we have a tube-in-tube chiller, which we can chill the fruit down to 12, 14, 16 degrees, whatever we desire. So the fruit's arriving at the press or at the vinificatore in perfect condition. Okay, every morning and every evening I pass around the cantina to check the ferments and how they're progressing. With this meter, we can measure the level of sugar remaining in the ferment. And we also check the temperature to control how the ferment is progressing. If the yeast need help with nutrient, or if we need to give them some help with the temperature. Twice daily we check all of the fermentations for sugar and temperature, also for taste to see how the ferment's progressing. It gives us an opportunity to control how the yeast are progressing, as well as the flavours of the fermenting juice. Generally, the white wines ferment for 2 weeks, starting off at 18 degrees for the initiation of fermentation, progressing through 12, 13 degrees, and again finishing off at 16, 17 degrees. This is my favourite time of day. It's the time of the red pump overs. We run a pump over twice daily to get the skins back in contact with the juice. As a byproduct of the fermentation, the yeast converting the sugar into alcohol, they also produce carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide raises all of the skins inside the tank. So twice daily we need to remix the skins back in contact with the juice. This way we get the best extraction of colour and flavours from the skins extracted into the wine. The red ferments generally run for 6 days on skins, after which we press off to a tank with oak staves for finishing primary fermentation, after which we initiate malolactic fermentation. What we're doing here is pressing off one of our tanks that's finished fermentation. This process now, we've drained off all of the high quality free run juice. We're now loading the press with the skins. we'll inflate the airbag inside the press and extract all of the juice that's remaining still in the skins. Once we've started pressing, we'll make an extraction so that we have the high quality free run juice separated from the harder pressings of the Torchiato. So now from one tank after the fermentation we're going into two separate tanks where the wine will finish primary fermentation and then we'll inoculate for secondary fermentation. And then we have our finished wine. This press here has been specifically designed for the Montalto winery. You can see here there's two jackets, brine jackets that run the circumference of the press and allow us to chill the fruit and hold the fruit at 8, 10, 12 degrees. The reason for this is that we can load the press with varietals like Sauvignon Blanc, Viognier, and then leave the fruit in the press for extended periods of skin contact. This allows us to extract more flavours from the skins and essentially more flavours in the resultant wine. As our red wines are progressing through ferment, it's possible for us to make a more accurate assessment of the level of quality of each of the ferments. So as we progress, we make daily blends. When we come to press off the wines, we can allocate the best tanks for each of the wines. This is the Montalto Pinot Grigio. We're tasting here in the new Pinot Grigio vineyard, which we expect to come online next year. The colour, it's a lovely light straw. The nose is filled with a light peach, some pear and white apple. The palate's backed by a really lovely straight acid and this fresh pear. Lots of fresh fruit. Fresh pear, white apple to finish. Really fresh. And go great with seafood pasta. This is the Montalto Nero d'Avola, sourced predominantly from Agrigento. It's got a brilliant purple hue, a really youthful nose. It's full of fresh cherry, raspberry, there's integrated oak as well, a touch of clove. The nose is really complex. The palate too, it's true to the nose. There's lots of forward fruit, it's very primary. But it's backed by a really nice integrated French, a small part of French oak. There's a lovely flush of raspberry on the back palate as well. That's very youthful. It's drinking well.